Hey guys, are you ready to see some idiots learn a valuable lesson of never pranking or trolling a professional fighter? These warriors are ready to defend themselves at any moment, and if you scare or surprise them, they might give you a hard time. Let's get started, but first give this video a like and subscribe. Come on, don't be a dick. Well, do you remember a few years ago when there were clowns everywhere? Well, some people wanted to do pranks dressed up as clowns, and it turned out that one who fell in the trap was an MMA fighter named Alexander Ray. These fools were not only dressed as clowns, but there were also a bunch of people, and some were armed. Well, what did they think was going to happen if they made the mistake and scared the wrong person? That fighter gave him a beautiful kick that completely knocked him out. As soon as he hits him, the other pranksters can be seen backing away, then yelling, "It was a prank! It's just a prank!" They did not want to get anything that this fighter was ready to dish out. I think that this guy could easily beat everyone at the same time. One of them even looked like he was ready to run away. The professional fighter here is called Jamal, and he fights in the UFC. He has a very good record of 11 wins and only 1 loss. This TikToker wanted to play a prank on him, saying that even though he has so many victories, he would still beat him right there.
Mr. Jamal Hill, 11-1. I'll still try your ass on God. You heard what I said. It's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank.
He didn't like being embarrassed in front of his girl at all, so he went after the prankster. He grabbed him very hard by the neck, and of course, and then they do the cry of every prankster. "It's a joke, it's just a joke." This TikToker does this frequently, and it may be staged, but honestly, this looks real. Hill and his coach are very good actors, because the coach pulled him back really hard, because he was getting ready to pound him. We all know who Joe Rogan is, the UFC commentator and very famous podcaster, but he also has a lot of training in many different MMA disciplines. He gets along great with all the fighters, and here he was playing with MMA legend Mark Coleman. They were just play fighting when Rogan wanted to do a little bit too much and made him move where he took Coleman's back and kind of embarrassed him, and Coleman didn't like it.
Go ahead, button, Coleman.
Coleman sent him flying like he weighed nothing, even though Rogan is pretty strong. Of course, he later apologized because he overdid it, since he had already taken revenge, and now Rogan was the one who was left embarrassed. For you to put so much effort against a professional and try to show off, well, things are not going to go well for you if you try this. Now we have the fighter with a privileged right hand in Deontay Wilder. This YouTuber wanted to play a prank on him, where he pushes him while they are just walking in public, and the fist almost started flying.
What you doing, bro?
What up, man?
Hey.
All right?
What you doing, my man?
What? Say what?
What you doing, my man?
What you doing what?
Wilder didn't hold back and then started telling him that you don't do that. Pay attention to where you are walking. The good thing was that Wilder was with his friend, who got in the way, because this YouTuber played the role perfectly, even stepping up toe-to-toe to make Wilder even more uncomfortable. It looked like Wilder was about to mess him up, but he stopped since he's out in public. Honestly, all the fighters on this list look very brave and tough, but poor Michael Bisping almost got scared to death with his prank.
Getting him ready for the fight, they're gonna say,
Who knows, maybe he has a phobia of scarecrows, because his fake eye almost fell out with his jump he took. He also didn't get into a fighting stance, nor did he raise his hand. He just wanted to grab the pitchfork with his hand, like any other normal person would try to do. He wanted to act tough afterwards, saying that the prank was really scary. But we don't believe you, man. Who gets scared of a puny scarecrow? Now we have the same TikToker from before, who wanted to play a prank on Gilbert Burns, another great UFC fighter who almost defeated Hamzat Chimaev. This time he is in Burns' gym, and then he challenges him right then and there, and this time it was much worse for this poor guy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, all that jiu-jitsu shit ain't gonna fly in the streets on God. You heard what I said. Oh, it's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank, it's a prank, it's a fucking prank. Fuck, bro.
Okay, this prank of course looks fake and planned, but it went worse for this guy than the first one did, as he was knocked down hard to the canvas. All these fighters are really good at acting. All of them could easily move to WWE following Ronda Rousey. Let's be serious, you would have to be a true idiot to play a joke on Jorge Masvidal. And not only because Masvidal is a very good fighter, but also because this guy is a little bit crazy. But here they played a weird prank on him, where this TikToker tells him Jake Paul's name right in his ear, just as if they were in bed and he was saying some really steamy things to him.
Jake Paul? Jake Paul? Oh!
Well, they stood there for a while, not really knowing what to do, but once Masvidal measured him up, he knew that things got serious, and he started running. Look, this prank is most likely planned, but again, Masvidal performed excellently. Tyson Fury, the current heavyweight boxing champion, doesn't really like jokes. This was a very innocent prank, where they were just trying to scare him, but he stood up ready to defend himself.
I boxed there before.
Boom! Many fighters that we see raise their hands and are ready to punch, ready to throw some good shots, and Fury was no exception. Then he just kinda kicks the guy and said the mascots don't get punches, just kicks. This was in reference to his opponent Deontay Wilder knocking out a mascot on TV.
Uno.
Muy bien.
Uno.
Vamos a la...
Now we have some UFC fighters who had to endure a prank on April Fool's Day, with a guy dressed as a mannequin.
Cody! Force!
There was Cody Garbrandt first, who didn't jump back but put his hand up ready to knock this guy out. He started laughing when he saw the camera, but it seemed like he got a little bit angry at first. Then Forrest Griffin followed, who although retired, was still ready to throw some shots. All those who followed then got into the positions, ready to defend themselves, except one, who just kept walking a little as if to say, hey, are you sure you want to do this? This guy wanted to be funny by telling an MMA fighter that he didn't have any muscles and that he had even more. But this is where it all goes wrong. At first, he's a bit funny, but then he gives him a little playful punch in the stomach, and it did not end well for him. Holy smokes, that professional hit him with everything. You can even see how his stomach sinks in when they hit him. Why even play pranks on the internet? It's not worth having to piss blood for a while when you get home while editing the video. Hey, let me know in the comments which fighter would be the last one that you would play a prank on. Just out of pure fear, of course. I would never do it to War Machine. And if you don't know who that is, well, go look him up. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time.